Tuesday, Calzaghe Hopkins could be confirmed. We expect it to be confirmed for Vegas in April.
Yep.
So Steve, that's obviously yet another mouth-watering prospect for us.
It's a fantastic fight. It's a fantastic fight for the sport. It's a fantastic fight for British fans. Fantastic for Joe. It's not a bad fight for Bernard Hopkins, to be perfectly honest with you. It's either the 12th or the 19th. Everyone seems to be divided between those two dates. It's either Planet Hollywood, the MGM or Mandalay Bay, but it's going to happen now. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen on one of those two weekends at one of those three hotels in Las Vegas. Joe Calzaghe, Bernard Hopkins.
And then to bring it round full circle, if what we've seen tonight is anything to go by, and Jones addressing the camera and saying he's taking his show on the road to Wales, that means Calzaghe, and he seems pretty desperate for that fight later in the year.
I thought 39 years of age, where else can Roy Jones go? That's the only fight out there for him. But you know, did beating a 35-year-old Felix Trinidad, who's never fought at light heavyweight or super middleweight, he's been out of the ring for 2 years, qualify him for a shot at Joe Calzaghe? Not in my book by any stretch, but he's a big name. They're going to try and sell the event, I would imagine, and that's boxing for you. But I think, you know, Roy Jones, I think, has got to do a lot more to convince people that he can beat Joe Calzaghe, never mind compete with him.
And Joe would happily take the fight, do you think?
Oh, absolutely, because, I mean, Claude, it's one of those situations, and it only happens in boxing. Claude's absolutely right and Claude's absolutely wrong. It's one of those classic boxing scenarios where, of course, what Claude is saying there is absolutely right. But once Hopkins, let's assume Joe beats Hopkins, and you get Roy Jones there at ringside, and you can gauge it by then, that fight, I think, will be made, providing Don King, who looks like he's got his arm firmly around Roy Jones' shoulder, providing he doesn't, you know, break the bank to make the fight possible.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your company tonight. We've had a fine night. It was Roy Jones Jr. triumphant at Madison Square Garden against Felix Trinidad. So, Jones victorious. Could that mean Joe Calzaghe's up next in Wales later in the year? We'll see. Thanks for joining.